update on baby Gigi. We had a sleep study. Those of you who know me, hi Neil, who know me on Facebook saw, hi Agabita, saw pictures of baby with her sleep study gear. Hi Deacon. And she had all these little, probes and things all over her head and her face and in her body. And it was so irritating for her. I mean, I thought this was going to be like a relaxing sleep study where you go there, you put in the bed, and I don't know exactly what I expected, but they had of course, like a video camera in the room and somebody observing, everything that went on as she slept, and then they had fixing her checking her oxygen levels and the positions of her sleep and things and what worked best for her and things. So it was like really detailed. I could not believe, how they monitored all of that. And she was very uncomfortable. She had the cannula in her nose so they can pump oxygen and check her that way. And I mean, it was just really uncomfortable. But luckily, she was able to sleep in my arms. Because every time I put her down, of course, it was a strange place. So she would start crying. And yeah, Gabita, thank you for praying for her. I love you so much for praying for her every time, some issue comes up. I really do appreciate it, and we appreciate you, and we pray for your intentions also. And yeah, she's doing well. The good news is that she no longer needs the oxygen in the day or at night when she sleeps. So her oxygen levels are pretty cleared out. And today, well, anyway, let me just finish up about the sleep study. So we were there all night from like 8:30 p.m. to like 6 a.m. And they did all this kind of monitoring on her. And we'll have the results in about a week or 2 weeks with the doctor, her pulmonologist. And I'll keep you updated, see what happened and what the results were. But today she had an appointment with her pulmonologist. They had taken a chest x-ray of her to see how she was doing. And they did find some inflammation, which was like indications of asthma and things. So they prescribed her some inhaler for her to take a couple of puffs in the day and the night so that it can just keep her clear and everything, and not, stop her from wheezing, because she does wheeze from time to time. So that's really good. I mean, he's a really good doctor. And but other than that, she's off the oxygen, but he didn't immediately release her from it until we get the results of the sleep study, just to make sure. And but overall, she's doing so much better after that flu bout in February. We're hitting into almost March, and we're just getting over it. It was just so complicated for her. But she's such a brave little soul, and she's such a trooper. And we love her so much. Hi, Jose. So yeah, so that, and how is y'all's Lent coming along? How's y'all's Lent doing? I hope y'all are progressing, and continuing with the sacrifices and the other things that you're doing spiritually during this time. And just to encourage you, we're getting through it. You're learning hopefully more about yourself and your spiritual life as you take on certain things to kind of purify yourself and your soul, and to unite further with Christ. And in that regard, I was listening to a personal development speaker, and he talked a lot about reverse engineering your life for happiness, right? Like, think of your ultimate goal in life. What's that? Oh, it's the neighbors. So, like, think about your ultimate goal in life, and then kind of reverse engineer your life so that you can break it down, and the things that you need to do down to the moment by moment level, so you can kind of meet that goal, right, in the long run. For example, going to live in Puerto Rico at 60 or whatever, having $250,000 in the bank for retirement or whatever, But it kind of made me think about how, we don't think of it in that regard sometimes. At least I didn't. When it comes to your spiritual life, are we reverse engineering our spiritual life as we integrate it into our our secular life, right? I mean, the our daily living and our where we're at in life, our state in life, right? Do we reverse engineer, our path to heaven? Like, we want to get to heaven, and for us as Catholics, that's the ultimate goal. And none of this temporal stuff really matters. I mean, we all know that it doesn't really matter. The careers that we achieve, the businesses that we run, the accolades that we accumulate, we all know that doesn't matter. But it's in our lives, right? And it's in our lives for a purpose. But a lot of times in that journey, in using up the gifts that we have, that God has given us to further ourselves, we tend to kind of lose focus, keep our eye off the goal, right? Keep our eye off the ball. And sometimes we miss the mark, and we're 60, 70, 80 years old, and we're like, oh my gosh, life just happened, and now I have to think about the other side of the coin, right? So we got to keep our eyes on the ultimate goal, keep our eyes on heaven and all things God and Jesus and our Blessed Mother and the saints, and reverse engineer our life that way, taking everything into account, and not just our spirituality, but even what we do for a living. I mean, if your goal to get to heaven means to be unified with God and your family and all the other requirements of your state in life, how are you meeting that? Is your career and the home that you're trying to keep up really worth not having that time for God and for your family? When you reverse engineer the path that you want to take to heaven, that's I got to thinking about that. Yes, and during Lent is a perfect time to think about, okay, what can I eliminate from my life and reverse engineer what the path I need to take to get to heaven. Is my business taking so much time away from my children that I cannot perhaps teach them about godly things and catechize to them at home? It's so, we got to think about those things. Maybe one parent can do it, but as a team, if you're if you're married, maybe one of you, kind of tag team on that particular thing, because it's not only about getting yourself to heaven, but of course, if you have children, it's your children and that, so on and so forth. So it's a great time to reverse engineer your life for the ultimate goal, to get to heaven during Lent. And I want to encourage you on that, and to think about those things, like, what can I eliminate? Do the spiritual Marie Kondo thing, right? And and kind of, eliminate all the excess stuff, because you really want to fine tune and go straight for the target, which is heaven. And all the other things are fine and good. God put them in your lives. God gave you the desire for your business, or the desire for that apostolate work, or the desire for that mission. But the mission is not the goal. The ministry is not the goal. It's your state in life. I know some people have I've heard of some people who have issues with their husband going on Acts retreats because they're so spending so much time doing the Acts retreats that it takes time away from their families when they already have a scarcity of time with their children. So, are we giving ourselves over to the ministry? It's not a club, right? It's for your spiritual. But you have to take care of your state in life first. So let's reverse engineer all that. Is it really necessary? During this Lent is a perfect time, and I want to encourage you that way, to reverse engineer your path to the ultimate union with God, and add or remove whatever needs to be done. Whether you've chosen something to do for Lent or not, I want to encourage you that way. So, yep, that's all my rambling for today. Thank you so much for watching, and love you all. I keep all of your prayer intentions with me when we say our family rosary. So, if you have any other personal intentions, feel free to message me. Okay, God bless you. Bye-bye.